Hello and welcome to Mountain Patriot Homestead. We are in the kitchen. I've got my apron on, so let's get cooking. To begin our recipe for a cranberry jalapeno marinade for our ham, the ham that I'm beginning with in this pan is about a 5-pound sliced boneless ham. Now the recipe itself calls for a 7-pound bone-in spiral sliced ham. Use what you have. That is what I always say. When you're in your kitchen, you use what you have or what you like. So this is what I have, and I've got it in my roasting pan. Now to that pan, just so that way it'll have some moisture as it's cooking, I am putting some homemade stock that I made yesterday when I was cooking up a chicken. And I'm just going to add that. It's going to be about a cup in the bottom of this. And that's going to blend with those ham juices as they cook out of there. If you want to add more as it cooks, you can certainly do that. But that's about a cup that I've got in there right now. To begin my glaze for the ham, I've got about a cup of cranberry juice. This is sweetened cranberry juice in a medium cook pot, and to that I'm going to be adding about a cup of jalapeno jelly. To the cranberry juice I have added about 1 cup of jalapeno jelly. Now you can find pepper jelly at your local supermarkets, but I just happen to have some because I raise so many peppers every year. I usually turn some of them into jelly. And to our jelly and our cranberry juice, going to add about 2 teaspoons of lemon juice. To this I've added about maybe a dozen whole cloves, just to give that wonderful flavor. I don't know if y'all like the smell of cloves, but I think they smell wonderful, and they also impart such a wonderful flavor, especially to ham and a lot of the holiday dishes. I love clove cookies, but again, I just love the scent of cloves. I think it's such a wonderful fragrance. So I'm just going to let this cook down, thicken a little bit, and when it gets done, we'll add the remainder of the ingredients. And this has been cooking for 10 or 12 minutes, and it has thickened slightly, so it is now time to add our final ingredients into this glaze. We're just going to add in a couple of tablespoons of mustard. Now it calls for Dijon mustard. I had a Bavarian mustard here, so that's what I'm using. Again, use what you've got. That's what I've got. And I am going to add, this is anywhere from a half teaspoon of cinnamon and a half teaspoon of ginger. However much you like cinnamon and ginger, you just suit it to your taste. Okay, I am just going to whisk these final 3 ingredients together, get them to dissolve in there, and then I'm going to reduce it down for about 5 minutes just to get it to thicken a little bit more, and then we'll apply it to our meat and get it in the oven. Alright, this has reduced down just like we want it to do, and the last thing I'm going to do before I put it on the meat is I'm just going to strain those cloves out of there. Now please be careful when you do this because that is really hot, and I don't think that would be very forgiving if it plopped over on your skin. So be very careful when you're doing this part. may be wondering why we're going to so much trouble to get those cloves out of there. While cloves are a good pain reliever temporarily for a toothache, you do not want to create a toothache by biting into one of these. So we are just gonna go ahead and work those out of there. Now, some folks may be wondering why we don't just use ground cloves. You could. I didn't have any ground cloves. All I had was the whole cloves. So that's why I'm using the whole cloves. Got that ham back over here and got the oven preheated to 325. And we are just going to cover the outside of this. We're gonna baste the outside of this in this wonderful glaze that we've made, and I've tasted it, and yes, it is very good. Okay, I have got the glaze on there. I'm going to cover it up with foil, and I'm going to put it in the oven at 325 until it gets to about 125 Fahrenheit. Then I'm going to remove the foil. I'm going to brush the ham again with the glaze and cook it for about 30 minutes because I want it to get a little bit caramelized on top. Then we're going to put it on a platter, and then we're going to eat this. So let's get this in the oven and get it cooking. We are back in the kitchen. I've got my co-taste tester with me. Just make sure when you do your ham, my ham was already a pre-smoked ham, so I've really only had to heat it up. But if you're using a fresh ham, please make sure that you follow the instructions accordingly to make sure that that internal temperature for that ham is done. So we are going to try our glaze on our ham.
It's edible. Can we eat that?
It is edible. All right, you heard it. He's ready to eat, so it must be good. That is good. So if you try this, please let me know down in the comments below what you thought. If you would make any changes, what they would be. And if you have any questions, let me know. Don't know that I know the answer, but we'll make up something. So we love y'all. We'll talk to you again soon. Mountain Patriot Homestead, signing out.
Bye.
Bye. Oh my goodness. I cannot do this without making a mess. Ever. Sure for that.